Gentleman from New Jersey is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I come to the floor today thrilled that the majority has finally decided to focus on their own recklessness, their out-of-control spending. So by bringing a statutory PAYGO bill now to the floor, we can definitely now conclude that if they were left to their own devices, the Democrats would run this country's finances into the ground. I think it's basically an admission of guilt on their part that they simply cannot help themselves. Frankly, I find it a little disingenuous that the majority is now raising the banner of fiscal responsibility after hearing on this floor that the Republicans were the ones who were reckless when we were voting against their $800 billion stimulus bill. And it's a little hard to listen to their calls now for spending restraint 4.5 months after the Democrats passed, the President signed a $410 billion omnibus appropriation bill that contained over 9,000 earmarks. So lest we forget, earlier this year, the House Democrats rammed through a budget through this Congress that would double the national debt in 5 years, triple it in 10 years. This is spending that is already on the books, and PAYGO will do absolutely nothing to stop it. Furthermore, their proposal now is seriously flawed. First of all, it only applies to increases or reductions in tax rates and any new or expanded entitlement programs. It basically does absolutely nothing to address the tidal wave of entitlement spending that we all know is coming in the very near future. It also absolutely does nothing to address the waste, the fraud, the abuse of the taxpayer dollars that we have seen through the discretionary appropriation process. So basically, enacting their PAYGO at this point is really a little bit like closing the barn door after the horses have all gotten out. Still, in conclusion, I want to come to this floor and say that I applaud the Democrats for their newfound interest in spending restraint. And if we truly want to do this and work in a bipartisan consensus on this issue, then I think we will achieve what we all seek. And with that, I yield back.
The balance of his time, the gentleman from South Carolina.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker, I yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from New York, Mr. Bishop.